Okay, I'm here today to help you make the big jump to 2.2 Do Re Mi in every key sight singing. We're gonna do this first exercise together in 2/4. So this is a big jump. You need to have a lot of stuff available and have done a lot of exercises in the tiny books. So you will need to have spelled Do Re Mi in every key. You could have done it in your book, but it's really tiny, and I would suggest that perhaps you draw it on a big piece of paper that you can 3-hole punch and put in your binder and have as a reference. So you need to have that handy. Then you also need to have drawn Do Re Mi in every key, and that would have been on staff paper and should look something like this. You need to have that handy, and also you need to know what a key signature is and why it's useful. You will need to have drawn your 2 useful charts, number of sharps and number of flats to tell you which key is designated. You will need to have read how to use key signatures to figure out which notes are Do, Re, Mi in the G clef. So I'm going to walk you through that. And then also, what I'm going to really walk you through today is how to sight sing Do, Re, Mi in any major key. So let's just do all these steps. So this is the first exercise in 2.2b sight singing. And we're going to do all the steps in here. So first, you need to determine the name of the key. So as you see, there are 4 sharps here. So you need to go to your useful charts that you hopefully drew and find out that 4 sharps is the key of E major. So perhaps you already labeled this E major. Then the next step is to determine the note names for Do, Re, Mi for this key. So in this case, you could go to your Do, Re, Mi in every key, find E major, and you can see that the note names for Do, Re, Mi are E, F sharp, and G sharp. It might be helpful to just write that somewhere, E, F sharp, and G sharp. Okay, then the next thing is to get your keyboard and figure out how to play these 3 notes on your keyboard. So you find the key of E, and it'll show you here, E, F sharp, G sharp. So go to your keyboard and play it up in, I would play it in the C4 range, just above middle C. So E, F sharp, G sharp, and then sing your centering tune, sing and play your centering tune, and in this key, in this case would be Do, Re, Mi, Re, Do, Do, Re, Mi, Re, Do. So then the next thing you need to do is, because we don't always start on Do, melodies start on all kinds of notes. So this in particular, now you might have done this from the other exercise, hopefully you did, so that you know that this first note is Do, this is Re, and this is Mi. Don't label all of them because I want you to learn how to read these after you get yourself oriented. So in this case, it does happen to start on Do, so you can start on Do, and then the next thing is to sing and play through the notes of the exercise. Don't worry about your rhythm. So that would be something like this. Do, Re, Mi, Re, Do, Mi, Mi, Re, Do. However long it takes you to get it. Maybe do it a couple times just to make sure you got your notes right. And maybe play them on the piano just to make sure you got them right. Do, Re, Mi, Re, Do, Mi, Mi, Re, Do. Then the next thing you're going to do is count and clap. So The metronome marking for this is 60. I didn't write it on this, but set your metronome to 60. Give yourself a click. Now, we're not going to do anything about notes. We're just going to get the hang of this rhythm in 2/4. So you would have done this, and you should have done this in the rhythm exercise just before this. So it'll be like this. Ready? And 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, and 2, 1, 2. All right, so once you feel like you might need to do that a few times to feel like you got that to the click. So then the next thing you're gonna do is, now we're gonna say the solfege in time to the click. So that would be something like this. Do, re, mi, re, do, mi, re, do. And again, you might need to do that a few times to get the hang of it. Do, re, mi, re, do, mi, re, do. Like that. All right, so then let's try, we're gonna sing the pitches. We're just with a nonsensical syllable that has nothing to do with solfege. We're gonna sing with the metronome. Actually, we're gonna do it first with the metronome turned off. So just get your bearings. Some people find it's easier to sing it with the solfege. Other people find it's a little bit freeing to just sing it on something like ba. So we're gonna go ba, 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 ba. It's a little less distracting to try to get the rhythm if the metronome is off. So you might need to do that a couple of times. Ba, 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 ba. Then turn your metronome on and sing it with the click. Ba, 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 ba. All right, then the next final step is to combine all three things, sing the solfege, sing and read the solfege in time to the metronome. So it'll be like this. Do, re, mi, re, do, mi, re, do. And now you're sight reading and sight singing in every key. Now, as you get better at it, you might not need to do all of those steps. The goal eventually would be to just go straight to singing solfege in time with the metronome. But if you can't, then go and break it down. And when you go in your sight reading factory exercises, you have an entire minute to prepare. So go through all those steps during that minute to get yourself oriented. And the more you do these, the less often you're going to have to refer to your charts for key signatures. You're going to just, certain key signatures will keep on coming back around, and you're going to recognize them and not have to use all your tools. Happy sight singing!